Picture this. You're standing in a dimly lit bar on a Friday night. The kind of place where conversations blur into background noise and every smile feels like it could mean something. Then you see her across the room. Not just attractive, magnetic. The kind of woman who makes you forget the drink in your hand. You approach, against every instinct screaming at you to play it safe. You walk over, and something clicks. The conversation flows. She laughs at your jokes, not politely, but genuinely. Her body turns toward yours. She touches your arm when she talks. She gives you her number without you even asking. You drive home that night feeling like you finally cracked the code, like the universe just handed you something real. So you do what every well-intentioned man does. You text her. That night, maybe the next morning, something casual, warm, interested. Hey, it was great meeting you tonight. Would love to take you out this week. She replies, not immediately, but within a few hours. Hey, yeah, it was fun. Let's definitely do something soon. And just like that, you think you're in. But here is what you don't know yet, my friend. Here's the truth that no one prepared you for. The moment you sent that text, the moment you showed immediate interest, immediate availability, you activated a mechanism in her brain that began quietly, efficiently, systematically dismantling her attraction to you. You didn't know it yet, but you'd already lost her. Not because you said the wrong thing, not because she met someone else, but because you violated a biological rule that exists beneath her conscious awareness, a rule older than language itself, a rule written into her DNA by 10,000 generations of sexual selection. You became predictable. You became available. You became safe. And in the ancient circuitry of female attraction, brother, safe equals death. This is the story of how your honesty became your weakness, how your emotional availability became your curse, and how a simple text message sent with the best intentions can kill attraction faster than any lie ever could. Welcome to the 72-hour rule. And what I'm about to tell you will change everything you thought you knew about women, desire, and the brutal economics of modern dating.
Let me ask you something. When was the last time you desperately wanted something you already had? When was the last time you stayed up at night thinking about a job offer that was guaranteed? A prize you'd already won? A game where you knew the outcome? You didn't, because your brain isn't wired that way, and neither is hers. Here's the uncomfortable biological truth that modern society has spent 50 years trying to bury. Female attraction is not a choice. It's not a moral decision. It's not something she controls consciously or can negotiate rationally. It's a biological imperative hardwired into her nervous system by millions of years of evolutionary pressure. And that imperative has one singular, ruthless function: to identify genetic value, to separate high-status males from low-status males, to distinguish the men who have options from the men who don't. Every woman walking this planet, regardless of what she says she wants, regardless of her education, her politics, her modern values, carries this ancient programming in her limbic system. It operates beneath language, beneath reason, beneath her conscious awareness. And it's making decisions about you in milliseconds based on signals you don't even know you're sending. Here's how it works. When you text her immediately, when you're available, responsive, eager, her brain receives a data point, not a conscious thought, not a judgment, a data point. That data point says, this male has time for me. This male is thinking about me. This male has no competing demands on his attention. And from that single data point, her unconscious mind draws a devastating conclusion. This male has no options. Because here's what evolution taught her ancestors over 10,000 generations. High-value males are busy. High-value males have missions. High-value males have other women competing for their attention. High-value males are scarce. A man who texts back immediately, who's always available, who makes her the center of his universe before she's earned it, that man is abundant, common, low value. Now let me introduce you to the neurochemical mechanism that seals your fate. Dopamine. Dopamine is the anticipation molecule. It's what your brain releases when you're pursuing something, not when you've captured it. It's the chemical of the chase, the hunt, the uncertain outcome. And here's the critical insight that will change how you see everything. Dopamine is released in response to unpredictability. When she doesn't know if you'll text, when she doesn't know if you're thinking about her, when she doesn't know if she has you or if you have other options, her brain floods with dopamine. She becomes obsessed. She checks her phone. She thinks about you. She wants you. But the moment you text immediately, the moment you remove uncertainty, dopamine flatlines. There's a famous study in behavioral psychology about gambling. Researchers discovered that slot machines are addictive not because they pay out, but because they pay out unpredictably. The uncertainty, the not knowing, is what creates the obsession. The same mechanism exists in female attraction. You are not rewarded for showing interest. You are rewarded for creating uncertainty about your interest. The woman who gets your immediate attention stops wondering if she has it. And the moment she stops wondering, brother, her brain stops releasing the chemical that makes her crave you. This is pre-selection anxiety in action. This is hypergamy. This is biological reality. And every time you text too soon, you're volunteering for elimination in a sexual marketplace that operates on these ancient, merciless rules. You wanted the truth? Here it is. Her attraction isn't dying because you're doing something wrong. It's dying because you're doing everything predictably.
Let me walk you through exactly how this plays out. Hour by hour, text by text. The slow, invisible collapse of something that could have been real. This is the timeline of attraction death. Hour 0 to 24, the immediate text. You meet her on a Saturday night. Great conversation, authentic connection. She gives you her number around 11 p.m. You get home, you're feeling good, confident. So you text her before you go to bed, or maybe the next morning. Something like, "Hey, really enjoyed meeting you last night. Would love to grab dinner this week if you're free." Seems reasonable, right? Direct, honest, clear intent. Here's what just happened in her brain. She reads your text. Her initial reaction is positive. She smiles. He's interested. That's nice. But beneath that conscious response, her limbic system is processing different data. It registers, he texted within 12 hours. He's available. He's thinking about me. He has time. Dopamine spikes briefly, then normalizes. Because you just answered the question her brain was asking. Does he have options? And the answer you gave her was no. Now, she's polite. She responds, "Hey, yeah, it was great meeting you too. I'm pretty busy this week, but let's figure something out." You read that as positive, as interest. But what she just did was leave the door open while buying time. Because unconsciously, her attraction already took its first hit. Hour 24 to 48,
the over-pursuit. You text again the next day. Maybe you send her a meme, or ask about her week, or try to keep the conversation going. You're being engaged, present, interested. And with every message, you're digging the grave deeper. Because now her brain is registering, he's pursuing, he's investing, he has nothing better to do than text me. This triggers something psychologists call the scarcity heuristic. It's a mental shortcut her brain uses to assess value. And the shortcut says, things that are abundant are not valuable. Things that are scarce are valuable. You just made yourself abundant. Here's the brutal part. At this stage, you start to notice her replies changing. They get shorter, less enthusiastic. She takes longer to respond. And you, because you're a logical man trying to solve a problem, you text more. You try harder. You send longer messages. You ask questions. You're trying to keep her interested. But every additional text is confirming what her unconscious mind already suspects. You're low value. Not because you're a bad man, not because you lack character, but because you're available, you're pursuing, you're telegraphing that she's the prize and you're the contestant. And brother, the moment she becomes the prize in her own mind, you become the disposable suitor. Hour 48 to 72. The ghosting. By day 3, she stops replying altogether. Or she sends one-word responses. Cool. Haha. Busy. RN. You're confused. What happened? The chemistry was real. The connection was genuine. Here's what happened. You suffocated the attraction with oxygen. Think of attraction like a flame. It needs air to burn. Space, mystery, uncertainty. But too much oxygen and you smother it. You kill it. You gave her too much attention too fast. You removed all uncertainty. You made yourself predictable. And predictability is the death of desire. Let me give you 3 real scenarios I see play out every single day. Case study number 1. The good morning guy. Meet James, 32, software engineer. Meets a woman at a wedding. They dance, they laugh, they exchange numbers. He texts the next morning. Good morning. Hope you're not too hungover. Had a great time last night. She replies. They text throughout the day. He's thoughtful, engaged, interested. The next morning, he texts again. Good morning. How'd you sleep? Day 3. Good morning, beautiful. By day 5, she's taking hours to reply. By day 7, she's not ready to date right now. What happened? James became the guy who was always there, the guy with no mystery, the guy whose attention became expected, not earned. Case study number 2, the over-explainer. Meet David, 28, marketing manager. Meets a woman through friends. Great first interaction. He texts her that night. Then he sends a follow-up. Hey, just wanted to clarify what I meant earlier when I said, then another. Also, I thought this article might interest you based on what we talked about. He's sending paragraphs, thoughtful, detailed messages, showing he was listening. Her replies, LOL. That's cool. Thumbs up. She ghosts within 72 hours. David thought he was showing depth, intelligence, interest. What he actually showed was, I have so much time to think about you that I can write essays. I have no other demands on my attention. You are my entire world. Low value.
Case study number 3. The plan pusher. Meet Marcus, 35, finance guy. Meets a woman at a networking event. Solid conversation, mutual attraction. He texts her that night. Let's grab drinks Thursday. She, I might be busy Thursday. He, okay, what about Friday? She, let me check my schedule. He, no problem, just let me know, I'm flexible. She never responds. Marcus thought he was being accommodating, flexible, easygoing. What he signaled was, my time has no value, I'll rearrange my life for you, I have no other options. See the pattern? It's not that these men did anything obviously wrong. It's that they violated the scarcity principle. They became abundant, available, predictable. And in the brutal economics of attraction, abundant means worthless. Here's the mechanism in its simplest form. Immediate availability, low perceived value, decreased dopamine, dead attraction. It happens in 72 hours or less. And once it's gone, brother, you can't logic your way back. You can't explain your way back. You can't nice guy your way back. Because attraction doesn't respond to arguments. It responds to signals. And you just sent all the wrong ones.
Let me show you the exact moments where you're losing her, and you don't even know it. These are the warning signs, the red flags, the data points that tell you attraction is dying in real time. And every single one of them starts with your inability to give her space. Warning sign number 1, the response time asymmetry. You text her within minutes. She takes hours. You send 3 texts. She sends 1. You write paragraphs. She writes sentences. Here's what you tell yourself. She's busy. She's working. She'll respond when she can. Here's the truth. She's not busy. She's strategically unavailable because she's unconsciously testing your value. And every time you respond immediately while she takes hours, you're confirming that your time is less valuable than hers, which means you are less valuable than her. Women don't do this maliciously. They do it instinctively because their retraction mechanism is running a background calculation. If he's always available for me, but I'm not always available for him, what does that say about our relative sexual market value? And the answer it produces is, he's beneath me. Warning sign number 2, the conversation carrier. You're doing all the work. You're asking the questions. You're keeping it alive. You're introducing new topics. She's giving you breadcrumbs, one-word answers. Ha ha, yeah, cool. You tell yourself, she's just not a big texter. Some people are better in person. Wrong. She texts plenty, just not with you. Because when a woman is attracted, she invests. She asks questions. She engages. She gives you something to work with. When she's giving you nothing, when you're pulling teeth just to keep the conversation going, she's not attracted. She's being polite. She's keeping you on the back burner while she focuses on men who didn't text her immediately. Warning sign number 3, the vague future plans. You, want to grab dinner this weekend? Her, yeah, that sounds fun. You, cool, how's Saturday? Her, I'll have to check my schedule and get back to you. She never gets back to you. Or she does, 3 days later. This weekend got crazy, maybe next week.
Brother, here's the brutal truth. If she wanted to see you, she'd make time. If she was attracted, she'd lock down a day. When a woman is genuinely interested in a man, she doesn't need to check her schedule. She clears her schedule. The vague future plan is a soft rejection. It's her way of keeping you interested without committing to anything, because you might still be useful as attention, validation, or a backup option. But you're not the prize. You're the contingency plan. Warning sign number 4, the comfort zone trap. She starts calling you sweet, or nice, or such a good guy. You think, great, she likes me. She sees my value. No, my friend. What she's telling you is you're safe. You're non-threatening. You're not sexually polarizing. In other words, you're a friend. The moment a woman describes you with words like sweet or nice or thoughtful, she's unconsciously categorizing you as low threat. And low threat means low attraction, because attraction is built on tension, mystery, challenge, not comfort, not safety. When she's genuinely attracted to you, she doesn't call you sweet. She calls you exciting, intense, interesting, different. Warning sign number 5, the attention without commitment. She replies to your texts, she's friendly, she even flirts occasionally, but when you try to make concrete plans, she deflects. She's busy, she's going through some stuff, she wants to keep it casual for now. This is the most insidious warning sign of all, because she's giving you just enough attention to keep you hooked, just enough validation to keep you texting, while giving you zero commitment. You're an emotional ATM. She withdraws attention and validation from you whenever she needs it, but she's not investing anything back. And you're letting it happen because you think if you just stay present, stay interested, stay available, she'll eventually come around. She won't. Here's what all these warning signs have in common. They're all symptoms of the same disease. You're overinvested and she's underattracted. And the more you try to fix it by being more available, more present, more invested, the worse it gets. Because you're operating on logic in a game that runs on emotion. And brother, emotion doesn't reward effort. It rewards scarcity.
Now let me tell you something that's going to make you angry. Everything you just experienced, every text ignored, every attraction killed, every woman who lost interest after you showed yours, wasn't an accident. It was by design. You were set up to fail, not by women, but by a culture that spent the last 50 years systematically feminizing male behavior while leaving female attraction mechanisms completely unchanged. Let me take you back. For 10,000 generations, men knew how this worked. There were rituals, rites of passage, older men who taught younger men how to navigate courtship, how to pursue without pursuing, how to show interest without showing desperation, how to be scarce, valuable, desired. Then something shifted. The sexual revolution, second-wave feminism, the rise of therapeutic culture. Suddenly, masculinity itself became suspect. Aggression became toxic. Confidence became arrogance. Sexual pursuit became harassment. And in its place, culture offered you a new script. Be vulnerable. Communicate your feelings. Show her you're interested. Respect her boundaries. Be emotionally available. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Here's the problem. These rules were written by people who either didn't understand female attraction or understood it perfectly and wanted to neutralize male sexual strategy.
Because here's the truth they'll never tell you. Women are attracted to behavior that these new rules prohibit. Let me be clear. I'm not talking about disrespecting women. I'm not talking about manipulation or abuse. I'm talking about the basic masculine behaviors that trigger attraction: confidence, scarcity, challenge, independence, outcome independence. All of it vilified, rebranded as toxic masculinity or game playing or emotional unavailability. Meanwhile, what were you told to do instead? Text her back quickly so she knows you're interested. Communicate openly about your feelings. Don't play games. Be direct and honest. Show her she's a priority. Every single one of these is attraction poison. They taught you to be abundant in a marketplace that only values scarcity. And here's the conspiracy within the conspiracy. Women will agree with this advice. They'll tell you that's what they want. They'll say they're tired of games, tired of players, tired of men who don't text back. And they believe it. Consciously, they do. But their attraction mechanism, the ancient biological circuitry that actually determines who they sleep with, who they obsess over, who they can't stop thinking about, that mechanism doesn't give a damn what they consciously want. It responds to what it's programmed to respond to: scarcity, challenge, pre-selection, and sexual market value signals. So you followed the advice. You were the good guy. You texted back. You showed interest. You were emotionally available. And she slept with the guy who didn't. Let me give you some examples of the specific lies you were sold. Lie number 1. Women want a man who communicates. Truth: women want a man who communicates when it matters, not a man who's always available for emotional processing. They want mystery, not a diary. Lie number 2. Playing hard to get is manipulative. Truth: strategic unavailability isn't manipulation, it's value signaling. It's the behavioral demonstration that you have a life, a mission, options, all of which are attractive. Lie number 3. If she's interested, she'll appreciate your honesty. Truth: premature honesty about your interest kills attraction. It removes uncertainty. It makes you predictable, and predictability is the death of desire. Lie number 4. Respect means always being available. Truth: respect means valuing your own time as much as hers. A man with no boundaries, who drops everything for a woman he barely knows, signals low self-respect, which makes him low value. Now here's where it gets darker. The same culture that told you to be emotionally available created an environment where women faced zero consequences for flaking, ghosting, keeping men on the back burner, or treating male attention as infinite and disposable. Dating apps gave women unlimited options. Social media gave them unlimited validation. And modern dating culture removed all social pressure to commit, to reciprocate, or to respect men's time and investment. So you're operating with a scarcity mindset. One woman you're genuinely interested in, trying to make it work, while she's operating with an abundance mindset. 50 matches, 20 conversations, 5 guys trying to take her out. You text her immediately because you're excited. She doesn't text back for 6 hours because she's sorting through her roster. The playing field isn't just uneven, it's rigged. And the final insult, when you point this out, when you say the game is broken, the rules don't work, the advice is garbage, you're labeled as bitter, misogynist, a nice guy with a victim complex. They gaslight you for noticing the truth. So here's what I want you to understand. You're not failing because you're inadequate. You're failing because you're playing by rules designed to make you lose.
Rules written by a culture that benefits from your confusion, from your loneliness, from your continued investment in a system that extracts value from you while giving you nothing back. The Disney movies lied to you. The romantic comedies lied to you. The self-help gurus lied to you. And women, however unconsciously, benefited from the lie. Because a generation of men who don't understand how attraction works is a generation of men who are easy to control, easy to extract value from, easy to discard. But you're awake now. You see the game. And once you see it, brother, you can't unsee it. The question is, what are you gonna do about it?
Let me give you the truth, the real truth, the one that will make you uncomfortable, the one that no dating coach, no therapist, no woman will ever say out loud. Are you ready? Women are not attracted to the men they should be attracted to. They're attracted to the men they're biologically programmed to be attracted to. And those men, they're not the nice guys. They're not the communicators. They're not the emotionally available ones. They're the men who are scarce. Here's what this means in practice. The guy who texts back in 3 days beats the guy who texts back in 3 hours. The guy who's busy beats the guy who's available. The guy who has other women beats the guy who has only her. Not because women are shallow, not because they're cruel, but because their attraction mechanism is running a calculation beneath their conscious awareness, and that calculation prioritizes genetic value. And genetic value is signaled by scarcity, preselection, and options. Your kindness doesn't make you attractive. Your availability doesn't make you attractive. Your interest doesn't make you attractive. What makes you attractive is other women wanting you. Let me say that again because it's the single most important sentence in this entire script. What makes you attractive to a woman is other women wanting you. This is preselection. This is social proof. This is the biological mechanism that says, if other females in the tribe find him valuable, he must be valuable. A man with no options, no matter how good, how kind, how successful, registers as low value. A man with options, even if he's average in every other way, registers as high value. This is why the guy in a relationship gets hit on, why the guy with a wedding ring gets approached, why the man who's not looking suddenly becomes irresistible. Because scarcity signals value. And brother, when you texted her immediately, you signaled the opposite of scarcity. You signaled abundance of time, which means absence of options, which means low value. Here's the bitter truth, part 2. Women would rather share a high-value man than have a low-value man to themselves. This isn't theory. This is observable reality. Right now, as I speak these words, there are millions of women in situationships with men who won't commit, men who text sporadically, men who keep them guessing. And these women stay. They wait. They hope. They invest emotionally in men who are giving them breadcrumbs. Meanwhile, good men, men who would be faithful, present, committed, are invisible to them. Why? Because the man who won't commit is scarce, and the man who's ready to commit is abundant. Let me tell you about the rotation. Every attractive woman you meet, every single one, has a rotation of men in her life. Not necessarily sleeping with all of them, but entertaining them, texting with them, keeping them interested. There's the guy she's actually seeing, the guy she's taking things slow with, the guy who's just a friend, the ex she still talks to, the guy from work, the guy from her gym, the guy from the dating app she hasn't met yet. And you, when you text her immediately, when you're always available,
When you make her your top choice before she's earned it, you're not becoming her top choice. You're joining the rotation. You're becoming one of many. And then a competition against men who are less available than you, less interested than you, less invested than you, you lose. Because their scarcity makes them valuable, and your availability makes you disposable. Here's bitter truth part 3, and this one is going to sting. She knew you weren't the one the moment you texted too soon. Not consciously. She couldn't articulate it. She might have even been happy to receive your text. But beneath her conscious awareness, her attraction mechanism made a judgment. And that judgment was, he's available, he's pursuing, he has low sexual market value. Everything after that, the slow responses, the fading interest, the eventual ghosting, was just her biology catching up to the initial assessment. You weren't rejected because of something you said later. You were rejected the moment you revealed your hand too early. Now, some of you are thinking, this is too cynical. This can't be how it really works. What about love? What about connection? What about genuine compatibility? And I hear you. But let me ask you this. How's that belief working out for you? How many times have you been genuinely interested, genuinely kind, genuinely invested, and watched her choose someone else? How many times have you done everything right and still ended up alone? How many times have you wondered why the assholes win? They're not winning because they're assholes. They're winning because they're scarce. And until you understand that, until you accept that attraction doesn't reward goodness, it rewards value signals, you'll keep losing. Here's the final bitter truth. The game is real, the rules are biological, and no amount of wishful thinking will change them. You can call it unfair, you can call it shallow, you can call it whatever you want, but it doesn't change the reality. Women are attracted to scarcity, to challenge, to mystery, to men who have options and don't need them. And if you want to stop losing, if you want to stop being the guy who gets friend-zoned while she chases someone else, you have to become scarce. Even if it goes against everything you were taught, even if it feels manipulative, even if it contradicts your natural instincts, because your natural instincts were shaped by a culture that lied to you. And the truth is brutal, but it's the only thing that works.
So now you know. You understand the mechanism. You see the pattern. You recognize the lies you were sold and the truth you were never taught. The question is, what now? Here's what I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you scripts. I'm not going to give you text game. I'm not going to teach you manipulation tactics. Because the 72-hour rule isn't a trick. It's not a strategy. It's not game playing. It's a realignment with reality. It's the behavioral expression of a man who has options, who has a mission, who has a life that doesn't revolve around any one woman. And you can't fake that. You have to become that. So here's the framework, the masculine solution to a biological problem. Principle number 1, build a life worth protecting. The reason you text immediately is because you have nothing else competing for your attention. No mission, no purpose, no priority higher than her. And she feels that. Her biology detects that. The solution isn't to pretend you're busy. It's to actually be busy. Build something, create something, pursue something that matters more to you than her approval. A business, a physique, a skill, a craft, a brotherhood, a purpose. When you have a mission that demands your focus, you won't want to text her immediately. You won't have time. You won't be checking your phone every 5 minutes hoping she replied, because you'll be occupied with something that actually matters. And that energy,
That sense of purpose, that masculine focus, is attractive. Not because she sees your bank account or your accomplishments, but because she feels the difference in how you show up, in how you carry yourself, in how little you need her validation. Principle number 2, embrace strategic absence. The 72-hour rule is about creating space for attraction to build, not because you're playing games, but because real high-value men have demands on their time. So when you meet a woman, when you get her number, when she expresses interest, don't immediately make her your priority. Wait, not because you're calculating, but because you're living a life that doesn't stop for any one person. Text her 3 days later, not with an apology, not with an explanation, just, "Hey, been a busy few days. Let's grab drinks Thursday." That's it. No over-explaining, no justifying your absence, no seeking approval, just a statement from a man who has other things going on. And watch what happens. Watch how her interest spikes. Watch how she responds with enthusiasm because you just demonstrated scarcity. Principle number 3, let her wonder. When you do text, keep it brief. Don't write paragraphs. Don't over-explain. Don't try to keep the conversation going. State your intent, make your plan, then go back to your life. "Let's grab drinks Thursday at 8. There's a spot downtown I think you'd like. I'll send you the address." Done. No, "Is that okay?" No, "Let me know if that works for you." No seeking permission or validation. Just a statement from a man who assumes she's interested, because why wouldn't she be? And then, silence. Let her sit with that. Let her wonder what you're doing. Let her imagination fill in the gaps. Because mystery creates attraction, uncertainty creates dopamine, and space creates desire. Principle number 4, abundance mindset. Here's the hardest part. You need to genuinely not be attached to the outcome. Not pretend. Actually not care if this particular woman is interested. How do you do that? By having options, by having other women in your life, by approaching regularly, by building a life where no single woman has the power to make or break your emotional state. This doesn't mean being a player. It doesn't mean using people. It means recognizing that dating is a numbers game, and you can't let one woman, especially one you barely know, become your entire emotional world. The man who texts immediately is the man who's attached, who's invested, who needs it to work out. The man who waits 3 days, he's the man who's outcome independent, who has other things going on, who's genuinely curious if she's worth his time, not desperate to prove he's worth hers. And that energy shift, that internal frame, is everything. Principle number 5, masculine discipline. This is where most men fail. They understand the concepts intellectually. They agree with the logic. But the moment they meet a woman they're really attracted to, the moment they feel that chemistry, they abandon everything and revert to over-pursuit. Because discipline is hard. Delayed gratification is hard. Going against your emotional impulses is hard. But that's what separates high-value men from low-value men. High-value men have self-control. They have discipline. They can feel the urge to text immediately and choose not to. Not because they're cold, not because they don't care, but because they understand that the short-term emotional relief of texting immediately is not worth the long-term cost of killing attraction. So here's your action plan. Step 1, when you get her number, put your phone away. Go live your life. Don't think about texting her for 72 hours. Step 2, after 72 hours, send one text, make it simple, direct, masculine, propose a concrete plan. Step 3, if she responds positively, great. Set the date and get off your phone. If she doesn't respond or flakes, move on immediately. No double texting, no seeking closure, just move on. Step 4, between now and the date, do not text her at all. Let the anticipation build. Let her wonder about you. Let the space do its work. Step 5, on the date, be present, be masculine, be outcome independent. And after the date, do not text her immediately. Wait another 2 days before suggesting the next meeting. This framework works because it's not manipulation. It's alignment with how attraction actually functions. You're not playing hard to get. You're being hard to get. Because you have a life. Because you have options. Because you're a man of value who doesn't drop everything for a woman he barely knows. And that reality, that authentic scarcity, is what creates genuine and lasting attraction. The final truth. Brother, I know this is hard to hear. I know it goes against everything you were taught. I know it feels wrong to not immediately pursue a woman you're interested in. But here's what I need you to understand. The pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of repeated rejection, of being friend-zoned, of watching her choose someone else, of spending years wondering why you can't seem to make it work. The 72-hour rule is your reclamation of power in a game that's been rigged against you. It's your refusal to play by rules designed to make you lose. It's your decision to align your behavior with biological reality instead of cultural fantasy. And most importantly, it's your commitment to becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to chase, because he's the prize, because he has options, because he built something worth protecting. So the choice is yours, my friend. You can keep doing what you've been doing, keep texting immediately, keep being available, keep losing. Or you can wake up, adapt, and become the man women actually choose. Not the man they settle for, not the man they friend zone, but the man they can't stop thinking about. The man who waited 72 hours. The choice is yours.